Hey everybody, welcome to the garden. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to the lemon and lime lovers and everybody in between. It's time for the crypto market recap. Let's hop into these charts and see what the story is and what it may be. So, what's on the docket today? We're going to be looking at Bitcoin, Uniswap, Solana, and Cardano, and we'll take a quick look at Ethereum once more. So I just want to do an early update on crypto as I see that we're seeing some nice buying in the market. We're seeing some nice volatility coming. And we're finally entering that phase into Bitcoin where I think it's going to be time to start looking to take our profits as we get closer to 44,000. Okay, of course, it may not get all the way there, but it has made a nice push. We're seeing some light profit taking here. Okay, so don't consider that this is the top of this move or anything. It looks like profit taking thus far, but we are in that zone where exhaustion can take hold, and we might see another rollover back down to 42,100, 42,200 before we get another push towards the 44,000 zone. But in my opinion, I think we're going to see that within this week, this move here. And we might even get to 44,500 as I've been mentioning if we do see significant buying going forward. Other than that, nothing's really changed. I haven't taken any profit off of Bitcoin. We haven't closed out the position in any way, but it is now on watch to at least take a partial, if not close the entire position. In other news, with the stock marketplace that I do post in the Discord, we have been beginning to open up short positions on multiple stocks. We've been buying inverse ETFs on the Qs. So we are getting ready for that next phase of downside because it will come. A lot of people are starting to flip bullish now when we've been bullish, and now we're going to flip bearish. When it starts going higher and higher and higher. We want to make sure we're away from the crowd, always on the other side where it's smart to be. Okay. And just finishing off Bitcoin, same structure, nothing's changed. We're still in that rising wedge, so overall still a bearish structure. And sooner rather than later, in my opinion, we are going to revisit at least the median of the wedge, but most likely going to come down to the downside here. And I do think the next visit we have down here will lead to a breakdown. Okay, I do think we'll be here for a while, but I do believe that once we get here, I don't see much being able to stop the breaking to the downside of this wedge. So be very careful if you want to try and play a bounce here. You may not get a big bounce. You may get one back to like 37.7, but I wouldn't be surprised if we just break straight through and then try and retest to get back in and fail. Okay, so let's look into Uniswap. So Uniswap's been, oh man, it's been going so good. It's also been performing exactly how we've been, really mapping it out. Broke this descending trend line, bounced off this support zone for quite a while, finally found the strength to get through, barely closed above that last breakout candle on the 18th, and then had a quick day where it just gave back a little bit of profits, almost like a rest day. It was trying to get back here to retest the trend line as support, but there was so much buyers, so much bullish momentum here that it couldn't even get there. So that's like a really bullish sign. You want to make sure to see, keep your eye out for stuff like that. When you get a candle that attempts to go back down to a trend line to test it as support of resistance, but can't get the follow through, and then the next day to get what you would consider either a bottoming candle or a topping candle, depending if you're looking at longs or shorts. In more cases than not, this is like a reversal candle. Okay, so it's like a reversal candle. This is letting you know that, hey, there's a fight here, and it looks like the bulls in this case won. So, and then now we get the confirmation of that with this daily candle. Beautiful move on Uniswap. And we're just going to keep riding this for a little while longer. I'm still aiming for the $10.30 to $10.50 zone. We came really close. This came all the way up to $10.16. So I do see $10.30 at the least within a day or two. And then we may even see another impulse if Bitcoin has more follow through up to $11. Whether we're still in at that point, I'm going to let the price action really, guide me. I may find it fortuitous to stay until $11, but I'm most likely going to close around $10.30 to $10.50. Okay, let's go on to Solana. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little crackly. I am battling a little bit of a cold, so again, sorry about that. All right, and Solana. So Solana's been performing great. Really, this position. I love this position that we're in. And I was so close to closing out the position when we got towards the trend line. That was my original idea before we closed out our other three positions, the Litecoin, Link, and Polkadot positions. So I decided to keep it open because we really cut our exposure, and I felt really confident that Solana could find the follow through to at least make a significant challenge on this trend line, and it looks like that's happening today. Again, I don't consider this a breakout, even if the daily candle closes above this trend line. My rules of a breakout for a descending or ascending trend line is I want two daily candles to be above or below that trend line, and then that second daily candle to close above the candle that originally broke through the trend line. Like that's what you really want to see for confirmation. And this is looking like a great opportunity to witness a breakout as it's forming. But other than that, I do see Solana coming all the way up if it confirms the breakout to $100, and then maybe even $110 to $115. It really depends on Bitcoin. If it gets to the 44,500 zone, I see Solana closer towards the 115 to maybe even the 120 range. But I'm going to be targeting around the $100 mark. I think that's a really good place to take profits. And if Solana gets too extended out, it's going to be a great time to short it. Like if it gets towards 136, 135, I'm really going to be contemplating opening a short there and targeting the $82 zone. It would be a very nice place to open short. Again, we have to wait and see how it gets there. If it's really extended out, I'll definitely open it. But if it's bullish consolidation, then boom, then it's probably better to raise your target towards like a 160, 170 level. And a lot of people don't really seem to understand that. They'll short, resistances or long supports, but it does matter how price gets there. If it goes straight there, let's say you have 5 bullish candles in a row, sort of like this, right? Let's look at this, the downside, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. You want to include this, really extended candles, and they're coming into support. Well, I would say it's a very good chance that you're going to see some sort of breath being taken in the market. Right, you're gonna see that. Okay, well, it looks like the runner needs to take its break after running 2-3 miles before it continues the trend. In this case, it looks like it's going to break out a little bit more before it continues that downtrend. All right, and that's the same thing with the upside. Boom, and then consolidation, and then the break is over and it goes again. So you kind of want to keep that in mind. Like you wouldn't want to short something like this. The reason why is because, well, look, it's only had really, this might be the breakout candle. In this case, you might have gotten a good short if you were, not greedy and you took what the market gave you. But if you thought it was going to break through this low, because look, lower, here's a high, lower high, low, you're expecting, okay, it's going to go lower. Well, no, not really, because if you look in the context over here, look where it's come from. All right, you're in the breathing sort of structure. You're in that bullish consolidation structure. See, that looks like a flag, doesn't it? So you kind of got to keep that stuff in mind. Like you do want to look at context when it comes to patterns. So you want to always look to your left and see how these things are forming and how fast or slow they're getting to things. All right, so if there's bullish consolidations, like as it goes up towards the 120 mark, you don't want to open shorts there. You're going to want to raise your target for the short to like the next major resistance line, which is going to be around 130 to 135. All right. So that you want to take your time is essentially what I'm telling you. Like don't rush into a position. You have time, especially if you're trading on the daily or the 4-hour or higher. You take your time. Price rarely often gets to one place or another really quickly. And it usually always goes back at some point. All right, so let's take a look at. Before I leave, I just want to reiterate, talking about $100 might hold it until 105, 110, depends on how much volume and volatility is there. But Solana's looking great. So if you're along with me here, just hold tight. We'll see how this day plays out. But so far, it's been absolutely fabulous. And if you're hearing if you're hearing little moans or stuff, that's my cat. All right. So Cardano. So the problem child has awoken a bit. So it did exactly as I was saying it would. Tip my cap, pat me in the back. Look at this. So it breaks that short-term descending trend line, very weak descending trend line, not something where I was expecting it to hold long and it didn't. And now it found the fuel after it confirmed the breakout to challenge the much stronger descending trend line. This is a much longer term, much stronger trend line, and we're going to see if it could find the steam to get through this. In my opinion, I do expect a bit of selling here, okay? And if we can get some bullish consolidation, so maybe some form of an inside bar, and what that means is you have the next daily candle bar will be in the red or the black, in my opinion, and then with my chart, and it'll be within 25% of this candle, and then the next candle will open and hopefully close above this candle here. Okay, that's what you would want to see if you're looking for an inside bar play, a bullish inside bar play, or you may get like a some sort of like really steep bull flag, which I don't really like those. You really want a 45-degree angle or lower when it comes to bull flags, and you want it to within a couple of days to a week to play out. The longer a bull flag or really any triangle pattern lasts, the less likely it's going to play out. All right, but this does look good, and I do see a lot of momentum behind Cardano. I do think it's extremely oversold when compared to its, the other positions we're in. This is really, really, really oversold, and I do think $1.04 just to target this resistance zone now. It's been a strong support zone. I think to target it as a resistance is really likely. Whether it gets through it or not is going to be very dependent on Bitcoin. But it already hit one of my first areas of interest. I was looking at $1.01 to 98 cents before, thinking about taking profits or at least taking a loss. Because in this case, for Cardano, we are, I believe, still in the red, but we're not too far into the red. We're nearing break even. So, it might be worth just to hold out a little longer, especially now that, I'm seeing Bitcoin showing some great strength to get to 44,000. All right. But if I do see any significant weakness in Bitcoin, I will start really thinking about, just cutting my losses with Cardano and really mitigating the loss that we had. Because I think we're down from the losses here, to really minuscule levels, like pretty minute. So I don't want to get too greedy. But I do see enough momentum in the price action to at least, give it a shot. Let it do its thing, just like I did with Solana. See how far it can go. Because I believe our average entry is around 99 cents, 0.992 actually. And we have about 10% of our account exposed via Cardano and 10% exposed via Bitcoin. And then we have a couple percent, like 4% on Solana. And I think for Uniswap, it's probably like 2%, maybe 4%. I'd have to take a look. But, we're not really too high exposed to anything. So, it's very good. We do have more powder to add on to in case, we do want to hold this, even if it goes a little lower to test this support zone. Because I do want to mention, this, if it does come down, right? So let's say it does get denied at that trend line, which it's very likely it will. This is a support zone right here at 90, pretty much 0.902. This is a nice little support area. So if we do see consolidation, Cardano could come down to here and then a decision area, right? So then it's either going to break up or it's going to continue the trend to break down. If it continues the trend to break down, then clearly it's going to target these next two zones here. One here, which, this probably won't hold. It'll probably come down towards this guy down here. Okay, so this is the 78 cent, 0.785 zone is where it'll likely come if this fails. This could hold. It might try to paint like a, you might see like an inverse head and shoulders. Head and shoulders, you don't really want to put too much weight into them. They succeed around, depending on the context of the pattern, anywhere from 45% to 56%. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's a bit of a gamble, but when they do play out, they can be extremely profitable patterns. But this does look good. to continue, whether it's just going to break out here and then come back down to test the trend line of support, or it's going to, have to paint a consolidation to try and find the fuel to, try and break out from this longer term trend line. All right, so I just want to go over a few of the positions we're still in, and really just make things clear of where my thinking is right now. But just if you're in the positions with me, just stay calm, stay cool and collected, and just wait and see, how much Bitcoin has in its tank. It's really going to be dependent on whether Bitcoin can hold this level here, which is 42,200, because it will come to retest that again today. If it could hold that and close strong today, so let's say comes back to 42,200 and then ends up closing around 42,500, 42,600, I think that tomorrow, or pretty much going into this week, there's a really good chance we're going to be up about 44,000 before the weekend. Okay? And once that happens, you're going to start seeing, if you're following the Discord, please be in the Discord for your own sake. I believe we're doing some great stuff. I've been getting great messages of people who've been finding a lot of success. Please be one of them. That once we get to this zone, we're going to be closing out a lot of our positions and banking in that profit. And we'll look for the opportunities to either, buy in lower or even open up short opportunities when I see there's good structures for that. Okay. So I think that's all I want to go over today. I hope everyone's happy and safe. I hope everyone's enjoying their day. And if you need anything, always come to the Discord, message me in DMs or on the channels. If you're not in the Discord, please join. It's free, and you don't have to be in the membership or anything. I make sure to give weekly free call outs for both stocks and crypto. So if you're interested in either or both, it's there for you. And if you do want to become a member, join the Patreon. All the details are in the Discord, and there'll also be links in the description for both the Patreon and Discord. Okay? So everyone, make sure to remember, stay patient, stay vigilant, and always stay nimble. Take care, everyone.